Overnight protests in Baltimore over the death of Freddie Gray turned violent. Police there say 5 officers were hurt by demonstrators. At least 12 people ended up in jail. Gray was critically injured while in police custody. He died last week. Last night's protest started peacefully with thousands marching through downtown Baltimore, but later a separate group of demonstrators ransacked the convenience store and threw tables and chairs through storefront windows. Several cars were also set on fire. The chaotic scene prompted Gray's sister to make her first public remarks since her brother's death.
My family want to say, can y'all please stop the violence? Freddie Gray would not want this. Freddie's father and mother does not want no violence. Violence does not get justice. Thank you.
The Baltimore Police Officers Union is voicing concern about how this incident was handled. They say they're disappointed with comments made by Police Commissioner Anthony Batts. On Friday, Batts said Gray should have been buckled in a seatbelt in a police van and officers failed to give him medical attention in a timely manner. Tuesday, lawyers on both sides of the same-sex marriage debate will argue their cases to the U.S. Supreme Court, and already people are sending a message to Washington. Yesterday, the National Organization for Marriage rallied in the nation's capital to raise support for their cause. Speakers, including 19 Kids and Counting's Josh Duger, were encouraging states to define marriage as a union between one man and one woman.
Let me be very clear. As we march from here, we are standing with those families. We are standing with each one of you.
Hundreds of people filled the streets. The Supreme Court is expected to rule on the issue before the court breaks for the summer. And opening statements in the trial against accused movie theater shooter James Holmes will get underway tomorrow morning. The final jurors for the trial were seated a couple of weeks ago. That process actually started way back in January. The panel includes 12 main jurors and 12 alternates. Holmes is accused of killing 12 people and hurting dozens more after opening fire in a Colorado movie theater nearly 3 years ago. He's pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. And new this morning, explosions rock Iraq as several car bombs go off, killing at least 12 people. The bombs targeting the country's capital, Baghdad. ISIS is believed to be behind the attacks. Government forces are struggling to take down the terror group after it took over a province nearby. And tens of thousands of people in Nepal are jolted awake by strong aftershocks from yesterday's 7.8 magnitude earthquake. This as a number of deaths from the quake passed more than 2,300. The magnitude 6.7 aftershock overnight sent people yelling and running for open ground. Climbers on Mount Everest say they saw a new series of avalanches as well. At the same time, rescuers have been frantically clearing rubble in search of survivors. Medical supplies, doctors, and relief workers will be arriving by the plane load throughout the day today. And this was the scene yesterday at Mount Everest Base Camp. Just moments after the initial tremor hit, at least 17 people were killed here. An unknown number of climbers and guides are still unaccounted for. That includes an executive from Google and a man from Wisconsin, Andy Land. Land made his last Facebook post on Friday, just hours before the quake. His mother is holding out hope that her son survived. A good sign in Chile as authorities downgrade the likelihood of another big eruption from the volcano. The volcanic ash covered the southern half of South America after 2 eruptions on Wednesday and Thursday of last week. Now experts say the seismic activity has changed. Even though the volcano is still active, experts don't believe there will be another major eruption. A few airlines were forced to cancel flights in that area yesterday, and people who live at the foot of the volcano are being allowed to return to their homes temporarily to clean up the mess. And right now the search is on in Alabama for at least 4 people who went missing when several sailboats capsized in the middle of a powerful storm there. Authorities say more than 100 sailboats were participating in a regatta when the storm rolled through yesterday afternoon. The U.S. Coast Guard says they've rescued as many as 50 people from the water so far. Officials say at least 1 person was confirmed dead. Boaters who survived say the storm came without much warning and was one of the worst they've ever seen.
Really, I really thought I was going to die, actually. I mean, I was really scared. I thought that the water would keep coming in, the boat was going to sink, and, you know, that would be the end. We would have to jump in. Thankfully, all of us had, life vests on.
Officials say the search and rescue efforts are more difficult right now because the sailboats were spread across a very wide area. Kyle?